Hello, my name is Rutledge Doggett, and I'm one of the co-founders of CriticDB, a game review aggregator that aims to be much, much more. I wanted to take a minute to talk about how CriticDB came to be, what our vision is for the site, and what we've got coming up. For a bit of history, for the last 12 years I've run the gaming outlet TechRaptor. I also had a hand in OpenCritic from 2019 until before the site was sold to Valnet in 2024. I'd never intended on building another review aggregator, but when my co-founders and I started talking about building something as a way to combat some of our burnout, we landed on this project as a way to play with some new database technologies and flex our creative skills. As we built out the vision and the structure and all of the different functions of the site, we realized that there was a lot more that we could do. We realized that we could build a platform that could be a positive force in the industry and that could uplift games, outlets, and make PR's lives just a bit easier. So I'm excited to share my vision and our vision of what CriticDB can be. CriticDB's primary mission is to collect previews and reviews from across the web. We want to connect gamers to games, and we want to find ways for outlets to get discovered by gamers and PR. We aim to be a positive force in the industry, and we want to highlight great work and great games. There's a couple of ways that we're going to go about that. Number one is game discovery. In 2024, over 19,000 games were released on Steam. That means it's harder than ever for developers and games to get noticed and to get people playing them. So starting from our homepage, you're going to be met with a breadth of games, new releases, upcoming titles, indie games, and in the future, a game of the day. As you drill into those individual games, you're also going to be met with similar game recommendations. At launch, those are hand-curated by our team, and in the long term, we also want the community contributing their recommendations for similar games. This will allow you to explore titles that you enjoy and find more like them, which means more games can get discovered and played. On the flip side, the gaming industry has been exceptionally hard on publishers. And so we also feel it's critical to our mission that we find ways to help you discover outlets. There's no weighting to our scores. There's no top critic. We aggregate reviews and we let you find the ones that resonate with you. Explore the different outlets on the site, go read the reviews, and honestly, give them some love outside of our site. We want to promote outlets not only from a review aggregation perspective, but we also plan to highlight them on our socials and our Discord, sharing fun articles, reviews, and so much more from the outlets that are on our platform. In addition, we want to make it easy for outlets and PR to find each other. So at launch, outlets will be able to put information in their profile that will be accessible to PR and facilitate outreach. At the same time, after launch, we're going to be building a reporting backend for PR that lets them sort outlets by genre, platform, average review score, and more. And what this will do is allow PR to find outlets who, if they're releasing a puzzle game, for example, may cover puzzle games more often and are worth reaching out to. The goal for this is, one, to help PR sort through outlets easier rather than a manual process, but two, also potentially surface smaller outlets. In doing so, they can get more opportunities and there will be more reviews in the ecosystem. At the same time, one of the biggest challenges for outlets is finding the right PR person to reach out to. And so through these PR accounts, PR will be able to claim their games and create agency pages, offering up contact information for the games that they're working on. Editors of verified outlets can go into the backend and find the right contact for the games that they want to review. The goal is to make it simpler and easier to connect so that more outlets get more opportunities and we get more reviews in the gaming ecosystem. The final piece of our vision centers around users. At launch, CriticDB will have 3 different tiers for you to choose from when you create an account. Free is fully featured. You can add games to your wish list, you can add games to your favorites, and you can build out your collection of what you've played, what you've beaten, and what's in your backlog. In the long term, wish lists and favorites will play into notifications, and we're also going to build out an EXP and badge system for those that want to build out a really cool profile. For those that want to support the vision, we've also got ad-free. We're not launching with ads, but you're welcome to subscribe to it if you believe in our vision and just want to give a little bit. For those that want a little bit more, the Pro tier will be available. To start, this gives you the ability to publish user reviews. in the long term, it's also going to give you access to custom lists and other features that we plan to build. In terms of user reviews, we understand that there can be problems with them. So there's a couple of guardrails that we're putting in place. First of all, there's no aggregate score for user reviews. Second, you have to pay and become a pro member in order to publish them. And third, every single one will go through moderation by our team. That way we can ensure that the reviews that go up alongside critic reviews are useful and helpful to the people who may be wanting to know just a little bit more beyond what outlets are saying. Users are a critical part of this platform. It was one of the first features that we built and where we've spent most of our time to make sure that this is a very strong platform that you're interested in being a part of. In terms of how we're monetizing CriticDB, there's a couple of ways we plan on going about it. First are the member accounts that we just talked about. Second are the PR accounts that will give PR backend access to review reports and add games to the database. The third option is a bit up in the air. We're launching without ads on day one, but it doesn't stop us in the future from adding advertising. After all, we do plan on having an ad-free tier. But the way we want to approach it is very carefully. For starters, we will not be doing a video ad on site. We find that exceptionally frustrating, and it's just not a good experience for anyone. So, if the site launches effectively and membership goes well, PR accounts go well, we're going to have really limit the number of ads on the site. We want the user experience to be top-notch so that as you explore games, the focus is on the site and not avoiding ads. The final piece is potentially retail partnerships. We don't know what that looks like, but it is something that we will explore in the future. For any questions, you're always welcome to come in our Discord and ask as well. The number one thing I will say is that we are not starting CriticDB with the intent to sell. I've run TechRaptor for 12 years, and it's critical to me that as we build out this vision, part of that vision is not selling, it is continuing to build and run this thing for many years. So, as we talk about monetization, the goal is to be sustainable. It's not to have hockey stick growth. We're not expecting to make $500,000 our first year. We really just want to build something so that we can start and develop a team over time. This is going to be a critical part of our growth over the next couple of years, and we really hope that you'll be a part of it. The last thing I want to talk about are our plans for the future. At launch, we're going to have a ton of great features for both free and paid users. But in the long term, we've got more planned. If you want to see our roadmap, it's publicly accessible on the site. You're welcome to comment on it. You're welcome to suggest things for us to add. And we really want the community involved in giving us feedback on, one, how we do better, and two, what else we should add. As a part of that, one of my big goals for 2025 is that by June of this year, we will develop a council of journalists. And this council will probably be comprised of about 10 different people from across the industry who can help us guide the vision of CriticDB effectively and keep us in check as we come up with new ideas. This council will rotate every year, and the goal is to bring in fresh new voices that can help us drive the gaming industry forward. There is no level of preference that will be given to these journalists or their outlets. I want these people and these individual journalists to bring their unique voices in to help us grow and adapt with the changing ecosystem. So, if you like our vision, I invite you to join us on our launch day, after launch day, join us on socials, join us on our Discord, create an account and poke around. All we want is people to enjoy games as much as we do and find ways to uplift not only them, but each other. Thank you.